Hi all, today we'll study about next new YAG program. Okay, that is experiment number 2. It is develop, implement and execute a program using YAG tool to recognize all string ended with B preceded by n A's using the grammar a raised to n B. Okay, so here n is nothing but input value, that is some value will be there. Okay, so it is nothing but we are saying as a you have a grammar which generates the string called e raised to n b. Okay, so here n is not mentioned as a, it starts with above 0 or below 0, sorry, above 0 or from 0. Okay, so here we are taking that n value is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that will take it, then we'll proceed it. Okay, so in this case we are assuming n value as a greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so if n value is equal to 0, there is nothing but a raised to 0 and b will be there, so this part is not there, so only b is there. Okay, so you have to accept b string also, or any string which is a for n number of a's then followed by b, that we have to accept it. Okay, so for this we have tried the YAG program. So here, before going for a YAG, actually we have tried the lex. Okay, so here in this we have to identify the tokens. So here tokens are a and b, two tokens are there, so those tokens we have to return it from lexical analyzer to the YAG. And in YAG we should write a grammar such that it has to just read the corresponding tokens and it has to validate it, that is it's there as a raised to n b or not. Okay, so we'll see how we'll write a lex program. Here lex program is nothing but it has three sections. First one is definition section, second one is rule section, third one here, since we are merging with YAG, so we'll not write any user defined functions here. Okay, so user subroutine section we are leaving as a blank. Okay, so here already we studied what is y dot tab dot h. This is nothing but whatever tokens will list in YAG, those will be reflected here. Okay, so that's why just we're including that file. Other than that we don't require anything, that is we don't want to return any values, actually just we want to return the token type. So directly we are just including this file in this tokens will be there. Okay, so this is YAG definition section. And rule section is nothing but here actually we'll write the here we'll write the actually regular expressions and corresponding actions. Okay, so here, so what is regular expression for us is nothing but identifying a just simple a and b. Okay, so that is nothing but here we are writing as a identify, that is if small letter a comes, return token capital letter A. Okay, so we are taking input as a only, it is a case sensitive, we are taking as a only small letters only from the user. Okay, so a return token value as a just capital letter A. So for token small letter b input, we are returning token capital letter B. So and if slash n is there, that is nothing but end of our input. So whatever he will give, so it will be of the form, suppose a then b is giving, he will give the slash n. So whenever we will give the slash n, we are indicating as the end of the input and we are returning as it is slash n also. Here you can return as a 0 also for a successful completion, but we are reading as returning as a slash n only. Okay, why we'll study that one. Okay, so here now we'll go for YAG program. YAG program has again three sections. First one is definition section, second one is grammar section, or you can call it as a rule section. Okay, then this is user defined subsection. Okay, so the here definition section hash include stdio.h and lib.h, we are adding it. Lib.h because of exit 0, hash include stdio.h, that is nothing but for the printf statement. Okay, so these two we are adding it. Now we are defining the tokens. So here we have only two tokens, that is a and b. So for a small letter a, we are taking as a capital letter A as a token, that is small letter a input, we are taking token capital letter A. Okay, and small letter b input, we are taking token B, capital B input, token we are taking it. Okay, so now we will write next part, that is here rule section. So in this rule we have to write our grammar, complete grammar, then for each production we should have some action part. So here action part is nothing but our main intention is that grammar accepts the string or not, that is a raised to n b string accepts or not, that we have to check it. So here only action part will write as a it's successfully executed, accepted or not, that part only. So here if entire grammar, that is input whatever we are taking, if this entire grammar is accepted, just we are printing as a successful execution of that grammar. Okay, otherwise it is a error. Okay, so that error part will display in YY error. So YY error is nothing but whenever it's not matching, input is not matching with this grammar, this function will be called. Okay, so YY error will be called. So YY error, whenever it is not matching, this function will be called. So we are saying as a it's a error. Okay, so here what our grammar has is starting symbol, that is we have as a input producing yes. Okay, so here consider as input producing yes, then slash n. Okay, that is slash n is nothing but whatever end of the string will get over, just we are identifying that one. Then here we have yes producing a, s1, b, or again b. So why this or b is nothing but this part completely, this, that is s1 a, s1 may be empty. So that is we have as a n value as equal to 0 also, 0 or greater than 0. So for that purpose we have only or b part. Okay, and here this is nothing but a raised to n. To have a raised to n, what we are doing is started with a, then s1. So now s1 in recursion it will take n number of values. Okay, so that is how we will take is s1 producing s1 producing a s1. Okay, so indefinite values it will take it. Okay, or epsilon naught will have it. There is or epsilon naught is nothing but somewhere you have to stop it. So that stopping part will have as a epsilon naught. So it will read n number of a's here. Okay, then to stop we will use epsilon naught. If it has a 0 value only, directly we will take it as a epsilon naught without reading this part, this production part. Okay, so here in system we don't have epsilon naught to represent. So on behalf of epsilon naught, just we are using as a semicolon here. Okay, so here s1 producing epsilon naught or as1, that is a production. Okay, and one more production, starting production we had as a s producing as1 b or b. Okay, so this is overall our grammar. Okay, now this overall grammar, actually each production should have some action part. Okay, so yes and s1, if you observe, we don't have action part because we don't require anything here. So entire grammar is accepted means successfully executed. Okay, so that's why what we are doing is only for a start of the symbol, that is input whatever we are getting it, for that we are writing as a successfully executed or not, and whenever it will execute successfully, just we are stopping it. Okay, now we'll see subroutine section. Okay, so in this, so what we are doing is in main we are asking user to enter the string. So whatever we will enter it, so then after that immediately we are calling, that is YY parse. So whatever this part is there, that is in YAC rule section, whatever is there, this will be converted into C file. Okay, and it will be kept inside a function that is called as a YY parse. Okay, so here that's why we are calling YY parse. And if you observe in lex, so whatever this one is there, this rule section, this will be converted into C file and it will be kept in one function called as a yylex. Okay, so here now we are not calling yylex, so internally YY parse will call it. So that is nothing but YY parser function has first line itself as a yylex. Okay, so always it's calling for a lex, it will take the input, it will identify the token, then it will perform the task whatever written here. Okay, so here now suppose first statement will be executed as a enter a string. So whatever we will enter it, so in that time YY parse will be called, so it will immediately jump for from here to reading the input, that is from the YY parse to yylex function. okay, y lex function. So y lex function, what is there? So here we have, okay, so in this function whatever is there, so whatever input we got, now these are matching, okay. So if it is matching with these things, so it will return corresponding tokens. If it is not matching, so obviously it will call y error function, okay. So that time it will stop it. So if we given valid input, okay, so one by one token it will return to the y parse, okay. So in y parse, this function, this whatever action part is there, this is converted into C, so it will identify the corresponding grammar is matching or not. If it is matching, we will display the that is successful grammar, okay. Just we'll see the output. So how we to compile, you have to compile first lex program, then yak program, or you can swap this one, you can compile first yak program also, lex program also. Yes, you have to compile lex and yak, then you have to merge it. So whatever lex program, after compilation will get file that is lex.yy.c. Then after yak compilation, whatever file will get, that is y.tab.c. you have to merge it both together is a one program. So whatever output is there, that we are redirecting to one file that is called as a 2. File name I given as a 2. Now we are running that file name, okay. So here now it will ask for enter a string. So we'll enter a string, that is entered as a some number of A's followed by B. So it's displaying as a successful execution, okay. That is successfully grammar whatever it is received, okay. Like that we will see one more input, okay. That is now I am entering thrice A, then 4 times B. That is actually our intention is grammar is only one B should be there in the end. So but we have more than one B's, so this is error, so it's displaying as a error, okay. Now one more input will give. So here I am giving just 3 A's, so sorry 3 B's. So that is here also it should have only one B, but it has more than one B. So that's why it's returning as a error, okay. Now we'll see one more output, that is now I given only one B. So A is 0, okay. So this is accepted, that is only B is accepted. So it will print as a successful grammar.